Hello my little nightmares, it is me, Queen Nightmare, and welcome back. I'm in so much pain. I'm sorry. I am in so much pain because for girls, they will know what I'm talking about. For boys, they won't. No, it's not a period. It's, helps to stop your period for 5 years. Girls will know what that is. Maybe a boy, but you never know. Yeah, that hurt. Whew. For the past, over 6 hours, I have been crying. Okay, let's get on to my new series that I wanted to show you guys. Not my new series, but a new series I wanted to show you guys. It's called Dancing with a Stranger. Harry is back to his 4th year and is chosen to do the Triwizard Tournament. The Yule Ball has selected partners whom to be the perfect match. But who has Harry been partnered with? And this person says, I have the same story written on my Instagram page at perfect.pata with 2 H's at the end. So don't think I'm stealing. I think that's a good disclaimer. Okay. Man, it's bright. Go down more. Okay, back to school. It was the start of the term in 4th year. Harry, Ron, and Hermione were on the train to Hogwarts. Harry had been very excited to go to school this year because this particular year, the Dursleys had been horrible to Harry because of the incident with Aunt Marge. Oh, I love that incident. They had made him clean the entire house, gave him Dudley's scraps, which was barely any. He would be lucky if he got any. Once a week there was a nightmare, but at least he still had his friends in Hogwarts, where he's free from bullying. Only Draco Malfoy was at Hogwarts and constantly trying to get his attention, and got Harry worked up. That slimy git, thought Harry. Harry, are you alright? You have been very quiet, said Hermione worriedly. Yeah, I'm fine, but just deep in thoughts, that's all, Hermione. Okay, anyway, I heard from Poverty that there will be a Yule Ball this year. I'm really nervous. I've never been into dancing. What if I trip in front of the whole school? What if Hermione, I'm sure it will be alright, said Ron, assuring her. Gotta plug in my phone. So, Harry, are you going to go to ask Chow? Ron asked, already knowing what he would say. Harry choked on his lemonade that he had bought in the Muggled world. Sorry, Ron, I'm not attending the Yule Ball. Harry said nervously. Oh, come on, mate. It will be great. Ron's right. Ron's right, Harry. So what if you don't have a date? It's going to be fun anyways. Alright, I will go, but if they have assigned partners or something crazy, I'm not doing it. Okay. Keep your knickers on. There was a small silence until broken by Harry. Hermione, if you don't mind me asking, right in the second he had been, there was a loud thud. Harry jumped up and looked out the compartment, only to find Draco Malfoy, Pansy Parkinson, and Blaise Zabini looking rather guilty. What you want, Malfoy? Harry asked, pulling out his wand. Shh, Potter, I haven't come for an argument. What else would you do? Would you come here for? A little chat? Harry said rudely. Yeah, Draco said, confessing, his hand rubbing on the back of his neck, nervously. Harry stood in his tracks. Malfoy? Chat? There's got to be some kind of prank involved with this. I'm not stupid, Malfoy. This is probably one of your dumb tricks. Don't bother me this year. I've had too much at home. Harry spat. Draco felt kind of hurt. I mean, what else does he expect? All he really wanted was to be nice to Harry this year, but he was going to make it difficult, like always. So the only thing he thought of was to be mean back. Fine, then don't talk, Potter. Potty. I've heard of that one before. Potty. Draco left the compartment along with a shocked Pansy and Blaze. Harry sat back down and sighed. What the bloody hell was that all about? I wouldn't believe anything that kid has to say. I never trust Malfoy. Ron said horribly. I don't know about that one. He didn't look so mean. Looks like he's changed. I think you should have at least been nicer back, Harry, Hermione said carefully. Anyways, Harry, you were going to say something? Oh, no, don't worry about it. Harry said as he was going to ask if Hermione was thinking of taking someone. 2 weeks had passed. There had been an announcement that there was a Triwizard tournament. Harry wasn't that interested, but Fred and George were definitely into it. Harry scanned the room, being completely oblivious to Dumbledore's speech, and was soon staring at Draco Malfoy, who looked down. He wondered if he has gone too far and should have accepted his offer. He also noticed things he never noticed about him, like how gray his eyes were, and thought how smooth the skin of and his blonde hair, and how he bets, how it beats, so how he bets it's as soft as anything. And 4 or 5 minutes of observing Malfoy, Draco suddenly caught eye contact with Harry. Harry felt himself go red and got his focus back on Dumbledore. He could still feel Draco's gaze and decided to turn around once more to look at Draco. Only it wasn't Draco who was staring. He scanned the room to see who else it was and realized that Mad Eye Moody, the new DADA, I'm not going to say. It looks like Dada. There should be like a teacher for that, like nowadays. Oh my goodness. Kids like in 5th grade are having sex now. Ugh. Was now staring. Harry thought nothing of it, and looking back at Dumbledore, who dismissed everyone. Loads of 16 and over students were putting in their names for the Triwizard tournament. Until the day came, where they picked the participants. Fleur Delacour, Victor Crumb, and Cedric Diggory. And Harry Potter! It couldn't be! He was only 14. My favorite meme is coming up. Literally in the book it says, he asked softly, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Then you look at the movie, Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? You're like, shit, jeez, chill, bro, chill. Harry's mind filled with questions. There were constant looks and booing from younger students. Later, Dumbledore had screamed at Harry, "Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?" And Dumbledore said crazily, Harry was denying it and was shocked after all of today, and decided to go back to the Black Lake, and who to find there but Malfoy, and he was playing piano and singing. Harry was shocked. He never knew Malfoy could play it or sing. Come to think of it, he didn't know anything about him. He walked closer to him and listened to the lyrics. I know that we said we could just be friends, but I can no longer play pretend, 'cause the memories of us cloud my mind, my head. I'm so sorry. But I have to say goodbye. Yeah, goodbye. Harry started clapping, and to Draco's horror, someone had hurt him. He dropped to the floor and started to cry. Why? Harry was not expecting that. He walked over to Draco, but he has folded the piano up with his hand and ran towards the castle. He followed him but lost him. About 4 weeks later, there was an announcement that there was going to be a Yule Ball during the Christmas time. Oh, we skipped we skipped to Halloween to go to Christmas. Hey, I love both seasonal things. It's gonna be fine. It's fine. I have been drinking a lot of water. Go away. Okay. Beep, 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 beep. For Christmas time, Professor Dumbledore got up on stage and said that there was going to be differences in the dance they will be doing, and that they had paired up people to dance. It was a special type of spell that had paired them to it. What? It showed which people would most likely be together and great dancers. Harry felt sick of the idea and was thinking of backing down until Dumbledore said the Triwizard Tournament participants have to participate in the ball. Oh, that sucks, my dude. Professor McGonagall had said that there were papers in our dormitory beds with the name of our partners. After the speech had finished, most of the girls went rushing off together to see who their dance partners would be. Harry and Ron, Hermione being one of the people seeing who their partner is, went off to their dorm to sleep as they were getting tired and forgot what just happened an hour ago. When Ron had got changed and was just Harry, why did I say Ron? Because I just saw his name. Harry had got changed. He was just about to go into bed. He stumbled across a flying piece of parchment. Harry went to grab it, but heard a male scream. It was Ron. Harry rushed over to see what had happened, but he read the paper. There was no need to ask. On the parchment, it had read, Blaise Zabini. Ooh! You know what? Blaise Zabini's kind of cute, so. Harry could feel the anger sweating off from Ron. He went to pat him, but he made a run for it. Harry quickly sprinted behind and went up to Professor McGonagall's office and slammed the parchment on the table. There must be something wrong here. I'm not gay. I never said you were, Mr. Weasley. It's just a dance. And I had no idea that you were partnered. Tilted her head to try and look at the writing. With Mr. Zabini. I refuse to dance. Mr. Weasley, if you could go back to your dormitory and stay there. You don't have to kiss him, it's just a dance. Ron stormed out of the room with Harry closely behind. After 10 minutes of continuously walking, they reached the Slytherin common room. Why are we here? I need to talk to Zabini. Harry sighed as Ron was knocking fiercely at the door. Pansy Parkinson opened the door and pulled Harry and Ron inside and ran upstairs and shoved them into the room as Draco Malfoy and Blaise Zabini was there. Zabini, how dare you! You be my partner. I'm not dancing with a Slytherin filthy like you. Wow, that's a lot of anger. Harry slapped his head on his forehead while Blaise sat down on a green and silver bed and said softly, I see. If you came here to yell at me for something I didn't want to happen, then leave. Harry noticed something was off about Draco. He was sat at his bed with his legs to his chest and his arms were wrapped around. His chin rested on his knees. It looked like he had been crying. Harry just brushed it off and pulled Ron out and left. When they got back to the common room, Harry picked up the parchment floating on the bed and froze. The name that was written on there was Draco Malfoy. How long have I been reading? 17 minutes. We can do maybe another one. Draco Malfoy. It couldn't be. Malfoy? As a dance partner? Harry had realized that Draco must have read it and started to cry. Only to make matters worse, he would be dancing with his enemy in front of the whole school due to the Triwizard participants. Whoever put his name in the Goblet of Fire was going to pay. Harry didn't know how to dance. What if he makes a fool of himself? Malfoy would not stop bothering him about it. Although he knew that he could sing and play piano, he could use this to his advantage. Oh, do not use blackmail! Who did you get partnered with? Ron anxiously said. It doesn't matter. I don't want to say. Oh, come on, go on. It couldn't be worse than my partnering with a Slytherin. Wonder who Malfoy got. Harry let out a lump-sided smile and raised his eyebrows into a concerned look. Hang on. Don't tell me you got Malfoy. What? No, of course not, Harry lied. Good. I would feel so bad for you if you did. And probably beat Malfoy up until he couldn't feel his face. Harry was shocked of this coming from Ron. He couldn't let Ron beat up Draco. It's not his fault. Oh boy, I lost where I was. It's not his fault. Still lost it. They got paired up together. Now he was even more afraid to tell anyone. He had to talk to Draco tomorrow. He thought, getting into bed. I will go back to the Slytherin common room, hopefully finding Parkinson's again. He got into bed and thought nothing else of it. Draco's POV. After that long, boring speech of Dumbledore's, Draco went down to the Black Lake. It was his favorite place to be. He had hoped maybe one day he would be able to perform a Patronus. He didn't have many happy memories, so he comes down to the lake and watches the squid in the lake. After half an hour of watching the squid, he got out his piano and started playing the song. He also liked to play and sing. He could never do such a thing at home. His father thinks it's something a woman would do, and says he's going to sing like one. He can clean like one, and would clean the house. But he suddenly heard clapping. He froze, scared to death, begging that it wasn't who he thought it was. He whipped around, checking who it was. Potter. No! He was sure he was going to mock him. Draco was terrified and furious at the same time. He didn't have any control over his emotions and fell to the floor sobbing. He heard Potter come over. A swish of his lawn and the piano had folded up and sprinted back up to the castle. He heard Harry following him and hid in a nearby bush. He knew that Harry was a lot faster than him and figured it would be best not to run. He stayed as quiet as he could, and Harry ran past him and slowing down into a walk. He sighed in relief and took the longer way, hoping not to bump into Potter. Once he got back to his dorm room, he saw Blaze was already in there, and the look of his face was pretty heartbroken. He hated seeing his friends upset. He sat down next to him, asked in the gentlest voice what was the matter. He was shown a piece of parchment that was written, Ronald Weasley. You're partnered with the weasel? Blaze nodded, sighing, with his head bowing. Draco reassured him that it was going to be okay, and that if he ever did something to hurt him, he would answer to him. Draco walked over to his bed and found a levitating parchment. He grabbed it, knowing that it couldn't be that bad because of Blaze being partnered with Weasley. But how wrong he was. Written in red ink, probably referring to the house, read, Harry Potter. No. This is not happening. Not after what Potter saw down at the lake. It would surely make a fool out of him. He was down for he sat down on his bed with his knees to his chest, his eyes red with tears, threatening to fall, and his cheeks flushed. There was a loud door slam. He looked up, only to see Weasley and Potter. He knew that Pansy must have thrown them in there. He also knew that Potter could not do anything to him now, because he was in the Slytherin common room. He just sat there, blocking out everything that was going on. When he looked back at over the door, they had gone. He just decided to go to sleep and think about it in the morning. Draco opened his eyes, blinking from the Sunday morning sun, shining through the cracks in the curtains. Sat up, rubbing his eyes and yawning. He looked over that thing alarm and checked the time, 9:25. He got out of bed and got changed, headed down the great hall for breakfast. As he strutted through the great hall doors, he looked over the Gryffindor table and saw Potter. He doesn't know how long he stood there, watching him, but soon they were looking right at into each other's eyes. Harry stood up, and Draco jumped, internally hexing himself, when he was making his way over to the Slytherin table. He felt a hand grab onto his arm, pulling him out of the great hall, into a nearby classroom. "What the hell do you think you're doing, Pot?" He was stopped by Harry covering his mouth with his hand. "Shh! If Ron finds us in here, he will go crazy. I need to talk to you," he whispered, taking his hand off Draco's mouth. "Ugh. Why do you need me, Potter?" "Well, Malfoy, if you didn't already know, your dance partner, which means we're dancing in front of the entire school. I am a Tri-Wizard participant. Draco's eyes widened in horror. He hadn't thought about that. This is the day he dies from embarrassment. It will ruin him. He had been saying no over and over until he couldn't breathe, but felt a light grab of his shoulders, swaying him gently. He trembled in Harry's touch. Maybe we could talk to McGonagall to see if she could change us. Sorry to burst your bubble, Potter, but she won't change her mind. She's one scary bit. Harry covered his mouth over his hand over his mouth once again and whispered heavily, "No swearing!" "Ugh," said Malfoy angrily. "Right. Well, we might as well try. I'm not having you as my dance Potter." "Ha! Bit harsh, Potter." "I keep on saying partner is Potter. I'm sorry." "Bit harsh, Potter. Don't want to dance with a Malfoy. I'm a very good dancer," he said, sneering, winking. Harry trembled when he heard he was a good dancer, and he had no idea how to dance. "Let's go to McGonagall," Harry said, sighing, pulling Draco along. "I can walk by myself, thank you very much," Draco had said, straightening his very expensive clothes his father had bought him, and started walking behind Harry. Harry slammed his hand on the door, just like Ron did, and said, "I can't be partnered with him, not in front of the whole school." Now, Mr. Potter, Mr. Malfoy isn't that all that bad of dancing. Maybe he can teach you a thing or two," she said, winking. Draco turned to Harry. "What do you mean?" "Well, Mr. Malfoy, Potter doesn't have any dance robes," he screamed, interrupting Mr. McGonagall, laughing awkwardly. "Right," said Draco, thinking he was some kind of weirdo. "Well, Mr. Potter, if it's dress robes, we can happily provide some," McGonagall said happily. "I will just go to Hogsmeade and buy some." At this point, Draco was confused as hell, looking between Harry and McGonagall. "Okay, well, I'm going to go," said Draco warily. Harry followed out. "That's it," Harry laughed. "I'm done for. Ron's going to be so mad he's going to best you up. He already hates me enough because I'm bisexual." Harry had said his biggest secret to his enemy now. The whole school will know. Wait. You're bi?" Harry nodded slowly, slowing down until he stopped just outside the classroom that they were just in. "Whoa, I never really thought you would be a boy." Harry nodded, again crying, dropping his head so he was looking at his shoes. Draco didn't know what else to do. He felt like part of his heart had been ripped out, seeing Harry look like this. So he put his hand gently under his chin and lifted it up to see his face. Harry shivered from the silky, delicate fingers touching his chin. His eyes were glowing a light red from the few tears had been dropped from fear. Harry felt too weak. Draco had never seen him so vulnerable. "Hey, if it makes you feel better, I'm gay." "Wait, you're not going to tell anyone?" "Of course not. I wouldn't want people knowing I'm gay, so why would I share that information with the school? Don't worry, Potter, your secret's safe with me." Draco said, smiling slightly. Draco felt himself go red. He had never seen Draco smile like that before. It was cute. He liked it. But thank you for everything you do for me. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for the suggestions. I still have to do a Wolf Star one. And I don't know if I have to do any more of My Hero Academia. If you want me to do more of different other series, let me know. I literally need to finish the Miraculous Ladybug one too. So thank you guys for watching. Be happy, be healthy, and always be loving. I love you guys.